This is for the Maroons in the Blue Mountains of Jamaica. This is for all my Native American Moors of Turtle Island just minding their business in Canada until all this colonization bullshit. Ronnie! My bad, Auntie.
Chill, this is for
Dame Dash has been on a little bit of a tour and a little bit of a run, and it's interesting because at one point he didn't want to talk about it, and now it seems as though now that's all he wants to talk about.
Right.
And that is the relationship between him, Jay-Z, and his role in Rockefeller, Jay-Z and his success in hip-hop, et cetera, et cetera. So he was on an interview with The God Show, Dame Dash, shout out to The God Show, and in this interview, apparently he defended Cameron for deleting Jay's verse from the song "Oh Boy" and says that Jay-Z had a pattern of jacking rappers' songs. That's what he said. So Guru, obviously, if you don't know who Guru is, he was the engineer for a lot of the classics we hear from Jay-Z now. Was in there during sessions, a fly on the wall, to say the least. He seen it, heard it all, right? He knew a lot. He says cap on this narrative that Jay steals songs. One, Jay got I Wanna Love You directly from Pharrell and made the song from scratch. Sparks says a Rick James hook. Two, Can I Get Her was Irv's idea, literally. Said, Jay, get on this record, but please keep Ja. I love you, OG, but nah. Now, Guru, neutral, was there, gonna call it like he sees it. And then we obviously know the history of Dame. What's your thoughts on this, old guy?
And you know what? I ain't heard Guru say a lot over the years. He kind of been quiet. So he's probably to the point where, like, all right, enough is enough. Like, you got to stop dragging this man's name through the mud. 'Cause it's to the point now where you got to start questioning Dame's motives. Like, why are you talking about Jay-Z every chance that you get? And I said this before. I said, like, everything is surrounded around Jay-Z, but then you came on certain shows and you ain't want to talk about it. Now all of a sudden it's all Jay-Z, Jay-Z, Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that. But like, what are you doing? Now, I mean, what do you got going on? You know what I mean? It's getting corny, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's getting to the point where it's like, we heard it all. We heard it all before. You're gonna keep dragging this man's name through the mud, saying that he wouldn't be here if it was because of you. You talking about this dude, stealing songs from people. I'm sure Jay-Z got a catalog of mad songs that ain't never been released. And you talking about a dude that goes into the booth, and create off the top of his dome. Yeah, you might take inspiration from people. That's what happens in music circles.
Yeah.
People come in, they start, humming, hitting on a table. But to accuse him of taking a whole song, come on, man. It's getting corny, bro. And I'm just being real with it. Love Dame. We had him on the show a couple years ago.
Still
always looked up to him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I liked a lot of what he stand for, what he built. You can't never argue that. But now it's like a bitter X at this point. I'm gonna keep it a buck with that. I don't care what anybody got to say about it, man.
Yeah, and we've never been afraid to. We show a lot of people love. We got a lot of love for a lot of people and continue even though we give criticism. And in this situation, criticism has to be given because it's like, if you guys were cool and everything was good, would these type conversations be had? Would these type conversations even exist? And what I mean by that is, are they even real? Because if they're real, that's one thing. If they're real, they would have been said 20 some odd years ago when the initial broke up, well, whatever that split happened.
Right.
And we heard things. We heard Cameron's verse diss against Jay, and
Yep.
you know what I mean? Your whole catalog should be given to Miss Wallace and things like that. Basically saying that he took a lot of big stuff, and then you can go and correlate lines here, there, a lot of lines.
Yeah, a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Correlating back to Biggie, and one could say so, but then, okay.
Lines.
Not verses.
Right.
Not songs. And then eventually, unfortunately, Biggie passed, and there were bodies that were continuing to be done by Jay-Z that we can't put on the late, great B.I.G., right? So it just doesn't seem like, it seems bitter, and I'm like, well, I know the brother deals with diabetes. Is he going through different things where it's just like, man, sometimes I feel irritated. I want to talk about Jay. Other times I don't. I'm just I'll question the motive. And if we had him on here, respectfully, we would ask him that.
Of course.
Because it just has to be asked. Just like we asked him about Kenyatta at the time. And he responded how he responded, but it was what it was. Nobody else asked him, but we did.
Right.
So it would just be, I understand why some people are very apprehensive in coming on here. Because they know that, and it's no disrespect, we ain't out here flexing our muscles and thinking we about to Debo beat somebody up, but we're going to ask genuine, real questions.
Yeah.
And allow you the floor to respond however you want to respond, but some people don't want to identify or deal with that. So I hope it stops, because when Dame is on, when he's talking Dame Dash, it's dope to listen to, and it is motivating.
For sure.
He can do it without having to talk about Jay-Z in a negative fashion every 5 minutes. Is Jay-Z a saint? Hell no. I'm sure there's things
Yeah.
that Dame has said over the years that are true. But we're talking about these last 2 years of this recent trend when you guys clearly haven't been in a relationship for decades now. It's like, bro, where's this shit coming from?
Been in a relationship like they was together. Like
business wise, they was.
nah, yeah.
The business wise, they was. Yeah.
Nah. Real talk though, man. It's been a long time since they
Long
split.
time, bro.
You know what I mean? Since they broke up.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. It's like, man. But I only thing I could guess now is that maybe it still it generates not only income but like interest. Like, you know, you keep yourself hot, you keep your name relevant, you keep talking about, you know what I mean, Jay-Z. Talk about Diddy. Like, talk about something, you know what I mean? Talk about some shit that's going on, like, or other shit, you know, your business prowess and things you got going on and how you know, built something else. Talk about that. That's what we want to hear you talk about. The Jay-Z shit is old, bro.
Yeah.
It's old as shit. Like, it's just like, even if, like, you go into a new show, it's like, you done said it all. What else can you say?
Unless you're making shit up.
Right.
Like people we see out here with other people we see out here.
Man.
You just start fabricating things and hyper fantasizing things and shit. Start glamorizing. It gets wild, boy.
But see, I think we can see if we was like, people, if we came at James and said, F Dame, you was a B and all that, he would probably respond on some Charleston White shit. But we're gonna scold somebody and be respectful. That's the way we do it.
Yeah.
We can easily come and say, damn, you know you about to die, you gotta die. All this crazy shit we could have said about Dame.
Yeah, disrespectful.
Right. But nah, we addressing him in a way that's respectful and responsible. So if he wants to, he can reach us. He reached us before to come on the show.
Hell yeah.
And I don't think he have a problem with what we saying, man. But I'm kind of it's getting a little weird to me, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And until next time, shout out to Young Guru because, like you said, he don't speak often, but when he do, I damn sure listen because I believe him.
Yes,
Point
sir.
blank period.